from Cibola High School in Yuma. And these teams have met before. Last year, it was Cibola and Southwest. And in last year's game, Cibola won 21-0. What's going to happen this year? Well, both teams look to improve on last year's records, and both teams looking to do some special things tonight. It's hot. It's the Imperial Valley, and it's hot. Yeah, that's kind of what we expect. And since Cibola is from Yuma, no tactical advantage for Southwest. They're going to play a team that practices and lives and plays in a climate just as hot as what the Eagles do. And before we go any further, throughout the evening, we will be updating scores from El Paso, Texas for you. The most recent update we have, Centro leads Del Valle of El Paso 13-7. Central scored first, Central scored second, and then gave up a touchdown to Del Valle, and that game is by now approaching halftime, since they started, their kickoff was 5:30 our time, 6:30 Mountain Time in El Paso. And it's, you know, I'm not going to say I wish we were there, because I don't do 8-hour bus drives anymore. But we will keep you up to date with the scores and the information from El Paso on the air on AM 1230, on the web at KXORadio.com, and on our scoreboard that's on the web.
I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu.
The CB Stop, located at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road in Calexico, is your one-stop location for ice-cold beer, wine, and your favorite beverages. They have a selection of sandwiches, chips, snacks, ice. You can even get fishing bait and a fishing license. The CB Stop has it all, along with a gas station with diesel and a car wash. Open 24 hours a day. The CB Stop, located in Calexico at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again voted best breakfast in the Imperial Valley by our customers. Thank you. Remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
Hi, this is Julie Oliver as your local Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life. I am committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. Contact me at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability, life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida.
John Triffle, the Southwest Eagles come in tonight. They've got a new coach. What can we expect?
Well, actually, we're going to see pretty much what we've seen the last several years from Southwest. They're still going to run the spread. They do have a tight end package, but that's mostly for goal line inside the 20-yard for them to put in one or both tight ends. They do have kind of a mix of coaches returning. Michael Robb, Chris Gonzalez, Gabe Garcia, and Sergio Cabañas returned from last year, but first year joining the new head coach, John Haynes, is Richard Norwood, Jesus Macias, Brandon Vizcarra, Ricardo Estrada, and Jacob Diaz. Now, out of all of those, they're all local except Jacob Diaz, who comes across over the mountain from Temecula. Richard Navarro is the head freshman coach, and Gabe Garcia is the JV coach. And so that's all part of the staff that John Haynes has put together. Also, Carol, interestingly enough, his son is a sophomore, 6'1", 245-pound starting center for the Eagles this year on the offensive side. So when the Southwest Eagles hired a new football coach, they also got a starting center for the next 3 years in a package deal.
Well, sometimes that's what works out best. The Cibola Raiders last year, as we pointed out, 21-zip win, and Cibola, they have some issues this year. They may be the best public high school in the Yuma area. I say that because Yuma Catholic may well be the best football team in the Yuma area, but they put a lot of pressure on their quarterback, Quanah Locklear, a 6'1", 170 senior. We saw a lot of him last year, and the problem that our scouting report shows us is he does not have a whole lot of supporting cast members, and therein is going to be a little bit of a problem. One of his prime running backs is 5'5", 130 pounds, and I'm sorry, it's awful tough to win with a 5'5", 130-pound running back. He can be good, but without, 160 is a real good size. And you know how I feel about that, things like that, John. I'm just saying from experience, a 5'5", 130-pound running back is, you can't go to the bank with that too often.
Yes, and this will be a game of first-year coaches being elevated from the Cibola staff 9 straight years. Steve Fritz was an assistant. Then Coach Obeso, whose youngest son graduated last year, so he went with his son into the sunset as his son headed off to college. So Stephen Fritz was elevated up to the head coaching job. He is the first-year head coach. We have a battle of first-year head coaches. Interesting, because on the other side, John Haynes has never been a coach at any level of high school, and now he's the head coach at high school. Coach Haynes been in the college ranks for the entirety of his coaching career. But we do have a battle here of first-year coaches. Southwest is a little disadvantaged, having a bye last week. They were shut out 2 weeks ago in the first game. Cibola has had 2 games under their belts. They are 1-1, and you did mention that they were a little bit short of their usual athleticism. Cibola typically has been the best public school in Yuma. I would say for the last 20 years, they've been able to dominate Cope and Yuma, and pretty much it's between them and Gila Ridge battling it out. Gila Ridge actually did take the Yuma City Championship last year, beating the other 3 public schools. But Cibola before that had won about 8 years in a row the Yuma City Championship. So they're a proud program. They have a lot of success. New coach now. Things have been turned over. Gila Ridge, we know, is very good after beating Brawley 2 weeks ago. So, what's going to develop? Well, later on, I believe Gila Ridge is playing Central in a few weeks, so that'll be a good game to see comparison-wise, as Central has been playing Gila Ridge now, I think it's the 6th year in a row. But we're not worried about that yet. Right now, we're looking at Cibola and Southwest. First game for us here in the 2019 season with Cibola and Southwest. And we do expect a lot of Benji Alvarez from the Eagles. He is returning, Mr. Everything. He's a linebacker, running back, free safety, wide receiver. He lines up all over the field. And they will be led at quarterback by Nathan Holgian. Nathan was a sophomore last year, did take some snaps, was also the JV quarterback. So Nathan getting his feet wet 2 weeks ago, the varsity level. And Coach Haynes didn't change much of Coach Medesinka's offense. They still pretty much run the same thing, the spread, like most high schools do now. So we won't see any surprises there, I don't think. We do also have Benji Alvarez back as the punter. He was their number 1 punter last year. He's got a good leg. And their senior, Sammy Arredondo, is going to be their kicker. And he did get some reps last year kicking, both PATs and kicking off. So it's a mix of players for Southwest that have varsity experience and a mix of players that are now trying to make their way on the varsity level here at the high school.
We'll be back with more of our pre-game festivities after this.
Hacienda Snack Bar, bringing you catering at its best for your next party or event. They'll do it right. Let them do the work for you. From appetizers to full-course meals, like their tri-tip dinner with their famous cheesy potatoes. Call Hacienda Snack Bar today for your next event at 344-5542. That's 344-5542. Or stop by Hacienda Snack Bar, 941 K Street in Brawley.
I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu. McNeese is your one-stop convenience store with everything you need to get you through your day. Fill your tank with V-Power from Shell, and then visit the deli for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Choose your favorite deli sandwich or hot stuffed pizza, or feed the office for your next party with their giant 52-inch pizza. Daily specials on selected foot-long subs for only $6. Yes, McNeese is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Dogwood and Main Street in El Centro.
Well, the weekend football festivities kicked off last night when Brawley hosted the Indio Rajas, and Brawley, after a slow start, turned on the Jets and picked up a big win. And that takes me back to the days, John, when it was the Coachella Valley schools that were all part of the same league, and we did a lot of traveling back and forth between here and Coachella, Indio, Palm Springs, Palm Desert, La Quinta, and a few points in between, right?
Yes, in Indio, that's where they play their football at Ed White Stadium. Remember Ed White?
Oh, yes.
Hall of Fame lineman for the Chargers. He went to Indio. They have a proud tradition. Many other players have come through there, the Indio, so they don't quite have the horses Brawley has. What was the final score of that game anyway? Do we have that, or is it?
Let's stop for the national anthem, John. The Southwest Eagles with the national anthem. And last night it ended up 43-7, Brawley topping Indio. Games that are on tonight, Calipatria is playing Yuma, and that game is in Yuma. Vincent Memorial in Calexico, Holtville is on their way to Desert Mirage, and the brand new Coachella Valley School. And Gila Ridge is at Imperial with George Grijalva and Mickey Dale on the web at KXORadio.com. Centro is in El Paso, Texas with the Del Valle Conquistadors. Last update we had from Fletcher Mavity was 13-7 Central leading. And our game here tonight, it is Cibola. The Raiders are visiting the Eagles of Southwest High School. And again, should be a good one. And the captains are meeting at the 50-yard line. And our officials are...
We have head official referee John Seeley. And then he'll have on his crew John Ross, Michael Walla, Sean McLaughlin, and Michael Garcia.
And one thing we should point out is if you have any interest in football, if you played football in high school, if you just like to watch football, become an official. Same goes for volleyball, wrestling, baseball, softball, and all the other sports. Give back to the sports that gave to you. We've got a kickoff. It's coming up on AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California, and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com.
The 2019 edition of high school football is on the air. Tonight's game on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com is brought to you by La Fonda Bar and Grill in El Centro, the CB Stop in Calexico, Hacienda Snack Bar and Catering in Brawley, Julie Oliver of Dickey Insurance Services, the Holtville Athletic Club, Stan's Auto Body in El Centro, McNeese Mart at Dogwoods and Maine, El Centro. We're just about ready for the kickoff, so let's go out to the field live with Carol Buckley and John Driftle.
The Southwest Eagles won the toss, and they decided to defer to the second half. So the Eagles will kick off to open the game, and dropping back deep to receive the kickoff, John Beltran is back there, and with Beltran is Marco Angulo. So the Eagles are ready. The officials are ready, and we're going to play some football. The ball is underway, a short kick. It'll be fielded at the 22-yard line, hit right then, and dropped immediately. John Beltran, 5'8", 150-pound junior running back, and a return of 2 yards. They will spot it right on the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Raiders from their own 25-yard line.
Excellent kick coverage by the Eagles as they flew down the field and were able to tackle the would-be ball carrier after you get up a good head of steam. I'm going to say, Carol, that was Sammy Arredondo that kicked off, although if it is, he's changed his uniform number, but we do not have a number 85, which was the kicker's number. So I believe that is Sammy.
And now the ball is spotted. We've got the right ball out there. Quanah Locklear brings his team out. He's out of the shotgun with the spread formation. And on the fly, the flanker, Christian Bonilla, takes the handoff and picks up about 9 yards.
Carol, that was actually an extremely well-designed play where, as we've seen almost every team put the player in motion, Bonilla came across from the outside flanker position, actually received the snap, and turned it upfield for a big 9-yard gain on first down.
2nd and 1, the handoff in the backfield, and trying to break through and pick up some yardage is their featured back, John Beltran. Beltran picks up no gain, so it's 3rd and 1.
Excellent defensive stop by the interior line of the Eagles. As down there they have Alex Damareno. Remember him from last year, the nose tackle. Also Sammy Lopez in on the tackle.
Josue Acosta helping out. 3rd and 1 from the shotgun. Play action fake, dumps it off underneath. It is complete out of the 45 across the 50 to the 45, 43-yard line. The pass completed to Liam Hoffmeyer, 6'4", 225-pound junior tight end, and he's got some hops, John.
He's also an extremely big target, as he must be one of the bigger players on the field, much bigger than all of the defensive back of the Eagles. Nice pass play, got a little steam in the zone, caught the ball, turned upfield, knew just what to do with it for a big game.
Central leads Del Valle 22-7. Central leads in El Paso. Handoff again. This is the tailback across the 35 to the 30, breaks it to the outside and is finally pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line, and that is John Beltran. Okay. On your program, Beltran is listed at 5'8", 150. He's a little bit bigger than that, John. And he runs bigger than that.
Yeah, that was another well-designed play. We mentioned that last year, Cibola not quite up to what they usually are, but all these kids played last year, so they've got a lot of good experience.
Play action again, rolling to his left, looking downfield. Locklear fires. It is complete for a first down, a pickup of about 13. As the pass completed to Hoffmeyer again. And we've got a 6'4" target downfield that's got 8 or 9 inches over the defender. Just chuck it that way.
Again, very well-designed play. The same play they ran for the initial first down. This time they ran it to the other side of the field, the left side of the field. And Hoffmeyer, big target, hard to miss him. Caught it, took the hit. First and goal.
First and goal from the 9. Handoff. And it'll lose 2 yards. The handoff to the deep back, and that is Beltran. Spotted on the 11. Second and goal from the 11.
Looks like that Cibola is going to have to be a little bit more with their play action misdirection. When they've run the ball twice right at the center of the Eagles' line, they've gained negative 2 yards on 2 attempts.
In the backfield, behind Locklear, it's Beltran. Beltran with a handoff. Beltran. First step is to the outside, then cuts it back inside. He picks up about 4 or 5 yards, and he is brought down by Carlos Salcido, the middle linebacker. In there also helping out on the tackle, Alan Zermano.
Fortunately for the Eagles and unfortunately for the Raiders, is Beltran had a little bit of a seam on his first cut, nice cut. But then when he tried to cut off that, his feet went out underneath him and he was down there, 8-yard line. So third and goal from the 8. I would say let's look for the aforementioned Hoffmeyer.
Back to pass, dropping back, chased out of the pocket, looks, dumps it off as Hoffmeyer in the end zone, hits him in the hands and loses it in double coverage. But again, Hoffmeyer with about 8 or 9 inches on the defenders. So it'll bring up fourth and goal on the 8-yard line. I would expect we will see a field goal. And
we might have to see a timeout here. There appears to be some confusion on the Cibola sideline. They have had 2 games under their belts already, but the Cibola team is all looking to the sidelines. They're missing one player, whether that's going to be the kicker or
they're going to go for it.
It looks like they're going to disdain any kick, and they've got Locklear up on the line.
Locklear dumps it off into the end zone, broken up beautifully. As coming in and just stripping the ball, Armando Zavala, the senior, stripped Hoffmeyer of the ball. Hoffmeyer had it and had his arms outstretched, and Germano just stripped it. That means the Eagles will take over first and 10 on their own 8-yard line.
That was the same exact play that they had gone to in their first pass attempt that went for 26 yards. Nice job by the Eagles of recognizing and recovering.
Handoff from about the 2-yard line, picking up maybe a yard, maybe, on the carry for the Eagles.
Yeah, I believe that time on the carry.
Joshua Enders on the carry. And this time on the fly, the handoff is to Joseph Enders, turns it upfield on the far sideline, and is pushed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
That will be enough for a first down. Joseph Enders getting his first carry of the night.
It is 3rd and about 2.
Whoa, yeah, I stand corrected. He did go out of bounds before he got to that down marker.
Same play, the other side. And this time, nothing there. And the ball carrier, Joshua Enders. And it'll be 4th and inches.
I doubt if Southwest is going to go for this. They want to, but I believe that Coach Haynes is going to send the punting team out.
Well, they're still discussing it. And I don't see a punter.
Their punter is Benji Alvarez, who also is all over the field, offense and defense.
Holguin from the shotgun. Better hurry. Holguin back to pass on. Oh, they called it a first down. They measured, by the way, and called it a first down. My bad.
I saw that too, Carol, right? As the play was getting underway, they did call progress up to the 17-yard line. That's not how far they needed to get. First pass attempt by the Eagles here on their home turf for the first time. And we could see that Holguin's got a nice arm. He threw the ball about 50 yards downfield, but it was too far.
From the shotgun, the handoff. And this is Enders, and he steps out of bounds at the 21-yard line. And that was Joshua. No, I'm sorry, Joseph. We got to get him straight.
They each had 2 carries apiece. That went for about 2 yards.
Somebody getting on field a little bit late. Jacob Gomez lines up outside, rolling to his right, looking downfield. He'll keep it. Alvarez will be dropped and lose about 5 yards. Holguin, rather.
A little bit of a busted play where Holguin had his read, saw that it was covered, tried to outrun the inside cornerback, and he came up and made a nice open field tackle, bringing up 4th down and 11. So they're obviously punting situation.
Noted about this one, and no, they're not going to remeasure. 4th and 11.
Benji Alvarez back to kick.
Gets it away. Nice spiral, not real high, but it takes a very good bounce. And it'll be down at the 48-yard line in Raider territory. We'll be back. We're in the first quarter. There is no score.
When you're hungry and you want delicious home-style cooking, there are 2 locations in the Imperial Valley that have the best. Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, open 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including ribeye steak, liver and onions, and meatloaf every Tuesday. The original Town Pump in Westmorland is open 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They're closed Mondays. Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the original Town Pump in Westmorland.
It is 1st and 10 Raiders. They have it on their own 48-yard line. And handoff in the backfield and trying to push his way through and get some positive yardage, John Beltran, but he just manages to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Gila Ridge leads Imperial 7-0 first quarter. Holtville shutting out Desert Mirage 14-0 in the first quarter. Here, no score. We would assume it's late in the second quarter or at halftime. Central does have a 20-7 lead over Del Valle High School in El Paso, Texas. Locklear rolling to his left, fires downfield, tipped and incomplete. Again, good coverage downfield. And the coverage there by Jonathan Lopez. Knocked it away from Matthew Magallanes, who is their place kicker.
And after completing his first 2 attempts, he is now 0 for 3, although all 3 attempts have been hit by either the hands or the chest of the intended receiver.
There is an official's timeout on the field, so we will take the timeout. There is no score.
Bo and his team of employees at Stan's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Stan's Auto Body is grateful from the support that they hear and being rated #1 with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Stan's Auto Body is here for you. Stan's Auto Body works with all insurance companies. Give them a call or stop by 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
At Tyler Insurance, we're proud to have served Imperial Valley's businesses and families since 1921. Now, as part of Gallagher, we're committed to bringing you the same team and exceptional service with expanded offerings in insurance, risk management, and consulting services. Together, we're dedicated to helping your business and your community face their future with confidence. Visit ajg.com/Tyler to learn more about our new partnership with Gallagher.
So the issue is there's some lights, very bright lights, on the far side of the end zone, on the east side of the stadium, and the officials want those lights out. However, they're not on campus, John. That's going to be a good trying to figure out how we're going to handle this one.
And they're definitely not UFO lights for all of those UFO lovers out there. Here we have 3rd and 10, as now Cibola is up on the line of scrimmage, but the refs are still standing around waiting, and they're
waiting for the lights to go out because the lights, in effect, are in the eyes of the offensive team right now, and I can't tell where they are. They are on this side of LaBrucherie. Now they're out. Okay. If I had my BB gun, I would have put him out earlier, John.
Now John Seaman back in his position. Everything's squared away. We have 3rd and 10.
Okay, the clock is running. 3:45 to play in the first quarter. No score. Boxleer back to pass. Drops deep. Looks downfield. Fires way downfield. Got a man behind the coverage, but he overthrew Christian Bonilla.
4 straight incompleted pass attempt from Lockyer, but the first one that actually did not touch the receivers. That time he just threw it a little bit too far. Lockyer's got an arm, but that does bring up 4th down, so Cibola will punt again.
It is 4th and 10. No progress on that drive.
Dick Campos back to take the snap and to kick the ball for the Raiders.
Gets it away. Fair catch called for at the 24-yard line, and the Eagles will put it in play 1st and 10 on their own 24.
You're listening to high school football on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com.
1st and 10 for the Eagles, spotted on the 25.
Interesting situation there, Carol, where both the up man and the deep receiver that caught the ball signal fair catch. So they need to make sure they're synchronized. If one catches the ball without making the fair catch, but his partner already has, he's got to stop right there.
Again, from the shotgun, hands off, and it is Enders in the middle, and Enders will pick up only a yard. As pretty tough sledding in the middle. And on that carry, it was Joshua Enders. Joshua and Joseph. Joseph Enders Jr. is a senior. Joshua Enders is a junior.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Snap back, looking downfield, pumps, nothing there, tucks it under his arm, turns it upfield across the 30, the 35, out to the 40-yard line. That'll be good for a 15-yard gain and a 1st down. 1st and 10, Eagles.
Second 1st down here in the first quarter as the Eagles are right up on the line of scrimmage, as most teams do nowadays, that hurry-up offense. The ball all the way out on the 39-yard line after that 13-yard pickup.
Try the middle again, nothing there. Bounce it to the outside and spin down. The Raiders say the ball is loose. Let's see what the officials say.
Raiders have the ball, but so far the officials have not given the direction for who's going to have possession here.
They are debating the issue. Was he down? Was progress stopped? It is Southwest football. The consensus of opinions, 2-1 vote, that his knee was down.
Where's the replay when you need it?
Thankfully, we don't have it, John.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
And off again in the middle, and there is nothing in the middle. Bounce it into the middle and then try and go outside with Samuel Arredondo. And that's one of the things Coach would have gotten on me. Play was called in the middle. On my own, I made a decision that I need to go outside. And Coach would say, we designed that play to go in the middle. That's where your blocking is. You go in the middle. Rolling to his right, getting a block, looking downfield. Now there's flags. There's going to be holding as the ball is tipped and then goes incomplete.
Decision time if the Cibola Raiders want to make the Eagles here punt, because it will be 4th and long. If they decline the penalty,
they'll decline the penalty. It'll be 4th and 13. Top block declined. He cut him below the knees.
That is a point of emphasis always, because you want to protect all of the players on the field, not just the ball carriers. As the defensive nose tackle was coming in, and pretty good job block, took him down, kept the play alive, but unfortunately for the Eagles, it's illegal.
I think it's more of a cut block. Chop is when you're engaged with another blocker. Anyway, the kick, it is not a good kick. Bounces at the 50 and then rolls. It'll be down at the 45-yard line in Raider territory. It'll be 1st and 10 Raiders. Late in the first quarter, we have no score.
When you crave Mexican food, are you not sure where to go? I'll give you a suggestion. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Yes, the Camacho family is still doing it right with freshly made Mexican food. From enchiladas to special quesadillas, and everything is handmade. And of course, Miss Camacho, she still comes in to make sure everybody's favorite chili rellenos are there. La Fonda Bar and Grill, 1950 South 4th Street in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Monday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Quanah Locklear brings his teammates out. Wide right, wide left, single setback. That setback gets the handoff, and that would be John Beltran.
The Raiders finding it extremely difficult sledding in between the tackles. They've rushed now 5 times, and they have not been able to amass any yardage at all between tackles, as that play right there was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, as we pointed out, there's not a lot of size. Their running backs do not have any real size. And it does matter. Back to pass. Locklear got everybody out in the pattern. He's brought down from behind, but he will get it back to the line of scrimmage. As shooting through and making the tackle, Alan Zermano. It is not a sack. And that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of 1 quarter of play, we have no score.
The CB Stop, located at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road in Calexico, is your one-stop location for ice-cold beer, wine, and your favorite beverages. They have a selection of sandwiches, chips, snacks, ice. You can even get fishing bait and a fishing license. The CB Stop has it all, along with a gas station with diesel and a car wash. Open 24 hours a day. The CB Stop, located in Calexico at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again voted best breakfast in the Imperial Valley by our customers. Thank you. Remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
It's high school football. We're live on AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California, and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com. Centro leads Del Valle in El Paso, Texas, 20-7, third quarter score. Gila Ridge 14, Imperial nothing. Calexico 8, Vincent nothing. And I would say, to me, that's a bit of a surprise, John.
It's also pretty early down there in the border city, but that's a rivalry that it's a good thing they're playing. I appreciate it. There's times when they won't play each other, but they are now. And that could really develop into a good rivalry right there on the border for them.
3rd and 10. Back to pass. Locklear looking downfield. Fires it downfield about 45 yards. Got the man open, and that is Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer went to the ball, caught it at the 20, and is pushed out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
Well thrown ball, obviously, by Locklear. Put it up to the outside away from the defensive back who lost sight of the ball. And that time we saw that the young man that's made all the catches tonight, Hoffmeyer, put his two big mitts up, and the ball went right there and wasn't going to fall away this time.
He adjusted for the wind. It is a pretty stiff wind coming right out of the west.
37-yard completion.
1st and 10. Locklear directing traffic. Now they'll take timeout. Timeout on the field. We're just underway in the second quarter, and we have no score.
Hi, this is Julie Oliver. As your local Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life, I am committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. Contact me at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Spartanburg, Illinois, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida.
They're excited at Dermot's Floor Covering, and now they're offering discounts up to 30% off select styles of products. Kids, life, or pets, Dermot's Floor Covering has you covered with a water and stain-proof product, ready for anything life throws at you. From now until September 30th, Shop Floor will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for every lifeguard carpet sold. Visit Dermot's Floor Covering today in Imperial to see their Shop Floor Gallery. And now, no interest, 30 months financing on approved credit.
It's high school football. We're live on AM 1230 KXO and on the web at KXOradio.com. It is Parker, hands off to his deep back, and that would be Beltran. Beltran does well to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
And this might be a holding penalty
It is.
The Raiders, so we'll see. That'll push them back. First down, so the Eagles coaching staff will accept that. Instead of being at 2nd and about 8, it's going to be now 1st and about 20.
Spotted back at the 31-yard line.
So actually, the spot foul, the hold was behind the line of scrimmage. So it's a 13-yard penalty.
Central leads Del Valle 27-7, John. What'd I tell you? I know what you said, but you know what I said. It's going to be a very good game.
And so far for Central, it's an excellent game.
Third quarter. Backwards pass. It is complete to Beltran. Beltran picks his way through across the 30 to the 25-yard line, and that's where he will go down.
Cibola able to pick up about 6 of the 13 yards they lost on the penalty, so that'll bring up 2nd and about 15, it looks like, where they're going to spot it. Ball sitting right inside the 25-yard line, so we'll call it the 24.
Second and about 18. Locklear back to pass, looking, has plenty of time, fires it deep, got Hoffmeyer open, but again, good coverage downfield, just waited and then cut in front of Hoffmeyer, Joseph Enders Jr.
Southwest does play a lot of players both ways. Enders obviously a starter on offense and on defense in the backfields of both. That time, Locklear had plenty of time to do a nice-looking pass, but good defense by Enders, bringing up 3rd and long again. We'll see if there's not any advancement here. If Cibola does have a place kicker, we were told they do. You already mentioned his name.
But it's a very stiff wind coming right into what would be the kicker's face. Flags fly. The football flies down, and it is incomplete. Updating scores. Central, 27, Del Valle, 7. Imperial and Gila Ridge. Gila Ridge, 14, Imperial, nothing. Calexico leads Vincent, 8-0. Holtville over Desert Mirage, 20-0. Our score here, there is no score. So we're knotted at nothing.
And there is decision now for the Eagles as the motion penalty. The man in motion actually cut a field before the snap. So do you take the play, make it 4th down, or do you push him back 5 yards?
I would take the play. It's already 18 to go. Take the play.
And that's exactly what the coaching staff of Coach John Haynes has done. So it will be 4th down. The ball sitting at the 24-yard line. They need to get to the 8 for a 1st down.
4th and about 18. Locklear drops the ball, picks it up. He's chased out of the pocket, gets it away, and it goes incomplete. And the Eagles will take over on downs. 1st and 10 Eagles coming up on their own 24-yard line. High school football on KXO, AM 1230, El Centro, and on the web at KXORadio.com.
Hacienda Snack Bar, bringing you catering at its best for your next party or event. They'll do it right. Let them do the work for you. From appetizers to full-course meals, like their tri-tip dinner with their famous cheesy potatoes. Call Hacienda Snack Bar today for your next event at 344-5542. That's 344-5542. Or stop by Hacienda Snack Bar, 941 K Street in Brawley.
John, somebody's going to have to get some offense going on this evening with the wind at his back. Holguin takes one step, dumps it off. It is complete to Benji Alvarez. He breaks the tackle and picks up 2 yards when it should have gone for a loss of about 5.
Benji Alvarez showing his strength as he was hit as he caught the ball 4 yards deep, but was able to turn it into a 2-yard completion, the first completion of the night for the Eagles. 2nd and 8.
That's taking some lemons and making a little bit of fresh squeezed. And off, looking for some room. There is a slot open, and Enders, Joshua, picks up yardage out to the 32. That'll bring up 3rd and about a yard. 30, mark it on the 33.
6-yard pickup for Enders, his best gain of the night. And now we will see as the hurry-up offense, Eagles right up on the ball, a yard to go. They can get their 3rd first down here of the game.
And this one didn't look pretty.
Yeah, that was busted, but we also have flags all over the place.
Somebody was in motion.
And it might have been plural forms of someone as the Eagles are standing with their hands on their hips. So decision time now across the way for the Raiders. It's going to be 4th and short. We've already seen Southwest make one attempt on a 4th down. Let's see if they put them back to 5 yards. Here's the call. And we're still waiting as John Seaman now says it is the motion, and the coaching staff for Cibola will accept the motion. And that will now bring up 3rd and about 7.
Okay, John, you said, wait a minute. Vincent leads Calexico 13-8, 2nd quarter score.
Right, Calexico was up, right? 8-0 now.
They were.
Vincent
Now they're
13-8.
behind.
Yep, Vincent's got a powerhouse down there.
Rolling to his right, nothing there. Chased out of the pocket, dumps it off, and it goes incomplete. Scrambling and trying to escape the Raiders' defenders.
Yeah, Holguin did well to get rid of that football as he was going to be tackled for a big loss. So now it will be 4th down. They'll go ahead and punt, meaning the Eagles.
And the wind is at their back.
So we would expect Alvarez will get a much more representative punt. Back to receive it is John Beltran.
Beltran standing on the midfield stripe. Now he drops back to about the 45. High snap, brings it down and shanks it.
And that ball might have, the rusher might have gotten a hand on the football the way it went kind of weird. So it just it just didn't seem to come out of the kick that naturally. So partial block, and
that's exactly what John Seaman points out to the Southwest coaching staff. You got a hand on it, and so once it's partially blocked, you hit the kicker, you hit the kicker.
And that's exactly what happened. He got a hand on the ball and then bumped into the kicker. Nothing serious.
No.
But the kicker did fall down like you're supposed to do as if he'd been shot. Now the explanation, but excellent field position for Cibola. They've had good field position on several of their drives. They just have not been able to capitalize in the red zone.
1st and 10 from the Eagle 41-yard line. And the handoff, it is the flanker that turns it upfield, Christian Bonilla.
He gained 22 yards the first time they ran that. This time about half of that, but it's still a first down. The bowler
spot the ball on the 29-yard line of the Eagles.
12-yard pickup. 5th first down of this first half for Cibola. Meanwhile, the Eagles have 2. This is very reminiscent of last night's game on KXO Radio, Carol, the 10-3 football game between the Packers and the Bears, the kickoff of the NFL season. A lot of defense out here so far.
Which is one way of saying the offenses haven't been able to click. Now the Eagles crashed across the line, but were they enticed?
Quick discussion, and here's the call.
And yes, they were. So instead of 1st and 10, it is 1st and 15. And what the guard and the tackle on the left side of the Raiders' offensive line both repositioned themselves after being set.
Could be a costly penalty, pushing them back 5 yards.
Handoff, it is Beltran up the middle, cuts it to the outside, picks up about 9 yards, 8 or 9 yards. And he gets up very slowly. There is a flag.
It was at the point of where the tackle was made because it was a horse collar tackle. So that will add on some yards, should be enough for a first down where the flag is.
He made progress down to the about the 23-yard line.
And it looks like, they're going to mark it on the 19, so it will be a first down.
1st and 10 from the Eagles 19. The Raiders moving the ball again.
3rd time they've been down here in the red zone.
Handoff, it is in the middle to Marco Angulo, and Angulo, who we were told was their featured back, he's the one that's 5'5", 130, and he ran like a 5'5", 130 back right there, John.
Yeah, he lost for his efforts to about 3 yards. So unfortunately for Cibola, it seems like whenever they get some prosperity, they have to go ahead and shoot themselves in the foot.
It is 2nd and 13.
That play had no chance from the get-go. The Eagles were all over that.
Angulo is the setback. Marco Angulo. Marco Angulo with football. This time they take him outside, which is where he should be with his speed, and he picks up about 4 yards.
Yeah. Angulo running between the tackles, as you mentioned, pre-game, probably not getting a lot of success. That time he got back to 3 yards. He lost plus 1 more, so Angulo picked up 4 yards.
3rd and 9, spotted on about the 18.
And I think we can expect a pass here.
We've got 6 minutes to play in the first half. We have no score. Back to pass. Locklear chased out of the pocket. He's hit and dropped. He'll be sacked for about a 5-yard loss. And in on the tackle, Carlos Salcedo. Also in there for the Eagles, Alan Zermano.
And, Carol, the flip side of Marco Angulo, he was the lone setback in the backfield of the Raiders, and he was not able to block the man that came in free. Just ran right over top of him and busted the play up. And so,
and part of that is when I played You could cut the guy. You could just chop him at the knees, what we called a cross-body block.
Timeout Southwest.
You can't do that now. Timeout Southwest. We'll take the timeout. We've got 5:46 to play in the first half, and we have no score. It's high school football, and we will update scores for you coming up on AM 1230 and on the web at KXORadio.com.
McNeese Mart is your one-stop convenience store with everything you need to get you through your day. Fill your tank with V-Power from Shell, and then visit the deli for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Choose your favorite deli sandwich or hot stuffed pizza, or be the office for your next party with their giant 52-inch pizza. Daily specials on selected foot-long subs for only $6. Yes, McNeese Mart is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Dogwood and Main Street in El Centro. I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu.
We've got 5:16 to play in the first half. There is no score. It is 4th and about 15. Locklear back to pass, looking for Hoffmeyer, looking, fires. It is complete inside the 5, and it is a touchdown.
Excellent pass by Locklear. Best pass of the night as he hit the receiver right in the sprint, right in the breadbasket.
Joey Baker on the catch. And we have our first score of the evening.
24-yard touchdown. Huge play on 4th down. It was 4th and long. Locklear hit Baker, 24-yard TD. And Baker is now going to, I believe, set up for the PAT.
Magianis. Matthew Magianis. High snap, gets the ball down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 5:08 to play in the first half, it is Cibola 7, Southwest nothing.
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230, KXO El Centro.
When you're hungry and you want delicious home-style cooking, there are 2 locations in the Imperial Valley that have the best. Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, open 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including ribeye steak, liver and onions, and meatloaf every Tuesday. The original Town Pump in Westmorland is open 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They're closed Mondays. Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the original Town Pump in Westmorland. Bo and his team of employees at Stan's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Stan's Auto Body is grateful from the support that they hear and being rated #1 with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Stan's Auto Body is here for you. Stan's Auto Body works with all insurance companies. Give them a call or stop by 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
Well, the Raiders are set to kick off, and kicking into a strong wind. So the Eagles are standing up at their own 10-yard line. We're set. They're set. Let's play some football.
Magdiano showed a good leg on the PAT.
Short kick, high kick, fielded at the 27-yard line by Enders. Across the 40, the 50, got a lane, down to the 40-yard line. Flags fly way behind the play.
And not sure
and it's going to come back. He said he stepped out of bounds at the 47-yard line, still in Eagle territory.
And I'm not sure
that wasn't a flag. I think that was a hat.
Yeah, not sure exactly if there is a penalty. Although I believe that what you saw was a flag for the sideline infraction, which first is a warning. And Coach Haynes is out with John Seaman right now discussing that. So let's see if that's what actually happened. Okay, here's the sideline warning.
Yep. No penalty. It is a warning. Next time it will be a penalty. And yes, it was the flag.
The ball does sit on the 48-yard line. Now, as the players are running, the kids on the sidelines want to get a closer look, so they kind of edge out towards the field, but that's also pretty dangerous. You got players running around out there. So that's why the rule is there. It's for safety purposes.
There is a line about 4 yards back from the sideline. You can't cross that. Enders with a handoff tries to turn upfield, does get it upfield, and picks up a couple of yards.
Joseph Enders on the carry. Nice job of stringing the play out and then turning up and actually getting some positive yards. It looked like they were going to get him in the backfield, but Enders showing good speed.
It's a pickup of about 3, 2nd and 7, spotted right on the 50-yard line. Handoff up the middle, that is Enders. This time it is Joseph. And picks up another yard, 3rd, and it's still 3rd and 7.
Southwest looking to the sidelines, getting the call from head coach John Haynes, who does call the plays as the offensive coordinator. Right now, Cibola up on the line of scrimmage, except for one free safety.
Dumping it off underneath, and it's complete, but it'll lose yardage. Good coverage there, and quick closing by Tanapat Tumpat, the linebacker in coverage.
Joshua Enders on the reception, and it's right at the line of scrimmage, so that's 4th down. Looks like Southwest is contemplating going for it, so they may have to take a timeout here.
We've got
no timeout yet, though. They're
3:20 to play in the first half, and they have the ball just across the midfield stripe on a 4th and about 7, and they do show punt.
Benji Alvarez is out there now. He can take the ball and run, but I'm expecting a punt here with the wind behind him.
Snap back high, slow snap, gets it away, and this time he is run into without anybody touching the ball, and this time there is a flag, and that is, I believe it should be a 5-yard penalty, John.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see it. The penalty, if it's running into the kicker, and it looks like it is going to be the 5-yard variety, so that will not be enough for a first down. So Southwest, if they want, the ball did go in the end zone, so that means it would be brought out to the 20. They can take the play, or they can line up and go for it or kick again. They've got all kinds of options. The ball's on the 44-yard line. The line to make is the 42, so it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for it. They've got the offense out there.
4th and 2. Yeah, give it a shot. Count on your defense. Snap back, handoff. It is Joseph Enders. Joseph Enders will lose 2 yards.
Excellent.
He is hit and dropped immediately after getting the handoff. Abraham Flores Quinn, 6'2", 220 linebacker.
And Quinn, one of the 5 linebackers that the Raiders deploy. They do have that 5 linebacker defense. We've seen that several times in San Diego, but not much here in the Valley.
It will be 1st and 10. Cibola.
Cibola does have very good field position, as they've had most of the night. They've had 3 trips into the red zone, and the 3rd and final trip, previous possession, ended up in 6 points. PAT made it 7.
Well, Locklear has shown he's got the arm. Little play action fake looking. He's hit, gets out of the pocket, turns it upfield. Now he cuts across the 50, the 45, and runs out of bounds at the 43-yard line. And he will pick up the first down, and he has the good sense to run out of bounds and stop the clock as well.
10-yard pickup, which is all he needed for the first down, 7th of the half. Cibola on that broken play, trying to put another score up here. They do have 2 timeouts remaining.
First and 10. Locklear looks, fires downfield, and no interference. Okay.
Cibola sidelines.
Complete.
Cibola sidelines, Carol, saw the same way you seem to. They're asking how in the world that could go uncalled, but it does, as now the ref is giving an explanation. But after all is said and done, it's going to be 2nd and 10. The clock does stop.
Locklear does have the arm, and he's throwing into a pretty stiff breeze coming straight out of the west.
And he threw that ball just about to the goal line. It's about a 43-yard throw from the line of scrimmage, and he was about 7 yards behind.
Locklear dumps it off. Beltran turns it upfield. He's got some running room, and he skates out across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. That's good for another first down. Clock runs. We're down to about 1:40 to play in the first half.
19-yard pitch and catch as Locklear is padding his stats. He's hot and cold, Carol. Seems like he goes 2-3 completions in a row, then 3 or 4 miscues. But he's got the hot hand now. That's 3 in a row.
1st and 10.
No sense of urgency from Locklear as he's still staring at the sidelines, getting the call from his offensive coordinator.
Back to pass. Looking, fires. He's got the man open. And, that was offensive pass interference that didn't get called. He grabbed his jersey and almost threw him down and then made the catch. Oh, my.
Well, it helps that.
The pass was completed.
And we're down on the 1-yard line, Carol.
Nick Campos made the catch after pushing and pulling the coverage.
So now Coach Haynes on this side of the field wants an explanation from the officials after that.
1st and goal from the 1. Locklear, now there was movement. That's going to be 1st and goal from the 6. John, in El Paso, Texas, 27-14, Centro leads, 5:12 left in the game.
Still some time, but right now Centro sitting on top.
27-14, 5 minutes to play.
Yep. 5 minutes to go. So it's not over yet. We've seen strange things happen, but Central obviously has played very well against a very tough, formidable opponent.
Okay.
We have timeout on the field, Carol.
There is timeout on the field, and we'll come up to the halftime. We'll update some scores for you, and we are expecting we may even have a recap of the Central Del Valle game.
At Tyler Insurance, we're proud to have served Imperial Valley's businesses and families since 1921. Now, as part of Gallagher, we're committed to bringing you the same team and exceptional service with expanded offerings in insurance, risk management, and consulting services. Together, we're dedicated to helping your business and your community face their future with confidence. Visit ajg.com/Tyler to learn more about our new partnership with Gallagher.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder.
We certainly haven't had a lot of thunder or lightning in our game here. It is 1st and goal from the 6 for Cibola. Rolling to his right, looking, got a man open in the end zone. Complete, touchdown. The pass completed to Christian Bonilla. And that will make it 13 with a point after attempt coming up.
I mentioned how Locklear goes hot and cold. That's 5 straight now that he's completed. As you call that, he did a little help on the last one.
Had a whole lot of help on that last one. And the officials do look at film. Kick is up. Magianos is good with 38 seconds to play in the first half. It is Cibola 14, Southwest, nothing.
When you crave Mexican food, are you not sure where to go? I'll give you a suggestion. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Yes, the Camacho family is still doing it right with freshly made Mexican food. From enchiladas to special quesadillas, and everything is handmade. And of course, Miss Camacho, she still comes in to make sure everybody's favorite chili rellenos are there. La Fonda Bar and Grill, 1950 South 4th Street in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Monday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
They're excited at Dermis Floor Covering, and now they're offering discounts up to 30% off select styles of products. Kids, life, or pets, Dermis Floor Covering has you covered with a water and stain-proof product, ready for anything life throws at you. From now until September 30th, Shop Floor will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for every lifeguard carpet sold. Visit Dermis Floor Covering today in Imperial to see their Shop Floor gallery. And now, no interest, 30 months financing on approved credit.
You're listening to high school football on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com.
14-0. Cibola Raiders lead the Southwest Eagles here on the campus of Southwest High School in El Centro. I'm Carol Buckley. With me, John Triple. Producer-engineer is Gabe Lemus. Technical assistance provided by Kurt Hoffman. And special assistance by Fletcher Mavity in El Paso, Texas. Relatively short kickoff, picked off at about the 18, enters out and pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. And they'll spot it right at the 25, or 35 rather.
And, Carol, you can see what the philosophy is of the Raiders on the kick. They kick it short, but they also kick it in between the sideline and the hash mark so they can funnel every one of their cover men, and that way you don't give up a big return.
1st and 10. Flags now.
Usually where that is thrown from, it's an infraction of too many players on the field. And
yeah, you can't play with 12. Number 13 was the 12th player.
It'd be a heck of a defense if you could.
Yeah, let's give it a try. So that'll mark it out at the 40-yard line, 1st and 5 from the 40. I would look for the ball to become airborne, John.
Now,
Nathan Holguin.
One thing that's a little unusual, I would expect Cibola with the 2 games under their belt to not be making those mental errors.
Holguin fires deep downfield, and it is intercepted.
Did he hang on to it? Yes,
he did. And the interception at the 26-yard line. And giving credit where it's due, Alex Lugo.
Yeah, Holguin just stood tall in the pocket, fired the ball downfield inside the 30. Good coverage. That was one of those plays just trying to make something happen right here at the end of the first half, trying to put perhaps a score up on. We'll see if Cibola now just runs out the clock.
27 seconds to play in the first half. They have a 14-0 lead. They have the ball on their own 27.
Southwest will get the second half kickoff.
34-14, Central leads, 4:36 to play, John.
So that means they put another score up in that last minute and a half.
Locklear back, has plenty of time, dumps off a little screen across the far sideline, and out across the 40 to the 44-yard line.
You have to wonder, they should have saved that play for later on when they had a chance, when they needed something big. That's a nice play. Very difficult to defend for the Eagles, but now with the clock running down, the ball did go out of bounds. We're up on the 44-yard line after that 18-yard pickup. Locklear has had himself a first half, Carol. We'll have all the stats, of course, at halftime. That young man's had a big first half throwing the football.
1st and 10.
Cibola does have one timeout left.
Locklear dumps it off. Beltran looking for some room, crosses the 45 and is crushed at the 48. Locklear caught in the crossfire. Sammy Lopez in on the tackle, and I think...
and that does run out the clock.
End of the first half, and at the end of one half of football, our score, it is Cibola 14 and Southwest nothing.
The CB Stop, located at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road in Calexico, is your one-stop location for ice-cold beer, wine, and your favorite beverages. They have a selection of sandwiches, chips, snacks, ice. You can even get fishing bait and a fishing license. The CB Stop has it all, along with a gas station with diesel and a car wash. Open 24 hours a day. The CB Stop, located in Calexico at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road.
Hi, this is Julie Oliver. As your local Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life, I'm committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. Contact me at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability, life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again voted best breakfast in the Imperial Valley by our customers. Thank you. Remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
It's high school football. We're live on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the web at KXOradio.com. Updating some scores. Our score here, 14-0. Cibola leads Southwest. Centro leading Del Valle, 34-14. Now, you got to look at this one way. Del Valle is paying all the expenses. Centro is a guest, and they're not being very kind to their host. They're beating them 34-14 in their hometown, in their home stadium. Oh, my.
It'll be a nice ride back home, Carol, all 12 hours of it on the bus that they'll be coming back. So, it's
closer to about an 8-hour drive unless you stop and spend some time celebrating along the way. But, God, there's not a whole lot of places to stop along that way. But updating some other scores, the Gila Ridge leads Imperial 24-8. That game is on the web. Mickey Dale, George Grehava bringing you that game on KXOradio.com. And Holtville 27, Desert Mirage 6, that's at the half. Yuma 21, and Calapat nothing. And that score, the last we had it, was in the second quarter. And again, our score here, it is 14-0. The Cibola Raiders lead the Southwest Eagles.
McNeese Mart is your one-stop convenience store with everything you need to get you through your day. Fill your tank with V-Power from Shell, and then visit the deli for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Choose your favorite deli sandwich or hot stuffed pizza, or be the office for your next party with their giant 52-inch pizza. Daily specials on selected foot-long subs for only $6. Yes, McNeese Mart is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Dogwood and Main Street in El Centro.
When you're hungry and you want delicious home-style cooking, there are 2 locations in the Imperial Valley that have the best. Brawley Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, open 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including ribeye steak, liver and onions, and meatloaf every Tuesday. The original Town Pump in Westmorland is open 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They're closed Mondays. Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the original Town Pump in Westmorland.
Okay, John Triffle, what do the numbers show?
Well, they reflect the scoreboard. Southwest being shut out here 14-0 in the first half. And it has not been a productive first half offensively. Defensively, Southwest Eagles have acquitted themselves quite well. The first 2 times the Eagles were giving up poor field position and the Raiders were inside the 20-yard line, The ball was turned over on downs. Unfortunately, the third time, a long fourth from the 24-yard line, fourth and goal, ended up with a 24-yard touchdown pass. So Southwest not able to keep the Raiders out of the end zone completely, having a lot of trouble moving the ball on the offense, as you would expect with the new coach, new system, etc. Let's take a look and see what the Raiders have done this first half. Ran the ball 14 times for scrimmage for 59 yards, but in all honesty, 3 of those carries picked up more than 40 yards, so they had 3 big carries. Other than that, the Eagles did a very good job of stopping the run. 14 for 59. That's just about 4 yards and a rushing attempt, even with those 3 big carries. Passing, that's the story of the first half for the Cibola Raiders. Kawana Locklear, I mentioned hot and cold. He'd go 3 or 4 straight, then misfire 3 or 4. He ended up 10 for 18 on a hot streak, completing his last 6 pass attempts. 10 for 18 for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns, giving the Raiders 237 total yards. 11 first downs show that they did move the ball up and down the field. And just as important, no turnovers, no fumbles or interceptions by the Raiders. We'll be back to take a look at more after this.
I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu. At Tyler Insurance, we're proud to have served Imperial Valley's businesses and families since 1921. Now, as part of Gallagher, we're committed to bringing you the same team and exceptional service with expanded offerings in insurance, risk management, and consulting services. Together, we're dedicated to helping your business and your community face their future with confidence. Visit ajg.com/Tyler to learn more about our new partnership with Gallagher.
Welcome back to the campus of Southwest High School here in El Centro. At the half, the visiting Cibola Raiders of Yuma have a 14-0 lead. We mentioned that Cibola has racked up 237 total yards, 178 of that on the passing attempts, only 59 rushing. And we do have an update, Carol, from El Paso, Texas, where with 1:56 left, the De Valle Conquistadors have scored to cut the lead. Centro 34, Del Valle 21, 1:56 to go, and I would assume if we were back there, we'd be getting ready for an onside kick. But let's focus back here where we are, Southwest, where the Raiders lead 14-0 at halftime. 237 and 11 first downs, total yards gained, and the first downs acquired by Cibola in the first half. Meanwhile, Southwest Eagles have rushed the ball 12 times, comparable to Cibola's 14, but for only 23 yards, less than half. Also, the big difference is in the quarterback stats. You mentioned Locklear throwing for 178 yards. On the other side of the field, Nathan Holgian, the junior, has had a tough going. He is 2 for 5 for 2 total yards. He actually had 2 yards completed for 1 and then another completion for no yards, and he does have an interception. There was no fumbles by the Eagles. So as we mentioned, Southwest having trouble moving the ball, 12 rushes, 23 yards, 2 for 5 passing, 2 yards. That gives Southwest 25 total yards here in the first half. We'll be back to take a look at the individual stats after this.
When you crave Mexican food, are you not sure where to go? I'll give you a suggestion. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Yes, the Camacho family is still doing it right with freshly made Mexican food. From enchiladas to special quesadillas, and everything is handmade. And of course, Miss Camacho, she still comes in to make sure everybody's favorite chili rellenos are there. La Fonda Bar and Grill, 1950 South 4th Street in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Monday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bo and his team of employees at Stan's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Stan's Auto Body is grateful from the support that they hear and being rated #1 with CarWise.com. Yes, the accidents are disturbing, and Stan's Auto Body is here for you. Stan's Auto Body works with all insurance companies. Give them a call or stop by 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
Welcome back to the campus of Southwest High School here in El Centro. We're at the half. The Cibola Raiders lead the home-standing Southwest Eagles in the Eagles' first home game of the season, 14-0. We mentioned that the Eagles have 23 rushing yards, 2 yards on 5 pass attempts, 2 completions for 25 total yards. Here's how they did that. Starting off, Joseph Enders, the senior, has 4 rushes for 9 yards. His brother, Joshua Enders, the junior, has 5 rushes for 8 yards. Nathan Hogian had 2 scrambles for a total of 10 yards. And getting the last carry in the first half, Sammy Arredondo had a 4-yard loss on an end around, ending up with the Eagles getting 23 total yards on the ground, 2 through the air, and that was 2 completions to 2 different receivers. Benji Alvarez had the positive catch for 2 yards, and the aforementioned Joshua Enders had 1 catch at the line of scrimmage for no yards. So the scoreboard, 14-0. The game is still very competitive. The Eagles experiencing some growing pains with the new coaching staff of John Hayes and 5 other new coaches to the program. So at the half, we have a 14-0 Southwest lead, and we'll be back with more after this.
They're excited at Dermis Floor Covering, and now they're offering discounts up to 30% off select styles of products. Kids, life, or pets, Dermis Floor Covering has you covered with a water and stain-proof product, ready for anything life throws at you. From now until September 30th, Shop Floor will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for every lifeguard carpet sold. Visit Dermis Floor Covering today in Imperial to see their Shop Floor gallery. And now, no interest, 30 months financing on approved credit.
The CB Stop, located at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road in Calexico, is your one-stop location for ice-cold beer, wine, and your favorite beverages. They have a selection of sandwiches, chips, snacks, ice. You can even get fishing bait and a fishing license. The CB Stop has it all, along with a gas station with diesel and a car wash. Open 24 hours a day. The CB Stop, located in Calexico at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again voted best breakfast in the Imperial Valley by our customers. Thank you. Remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
Hi, this is Julie Oliver. As your local Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life, I am committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. Contact me at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability, life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, John Driffel, both teams are going to have to make some adjustments. Southwest more along the lines of adjusting. As you pointed out, not much offense tonight.
Yeah, now the positive is you look at the stats and figure that it's a blowout, but the positive scoreboard for Southwest is only 14-0. That's 2 scores. And Southwest will receive the second half kick. And if it's kicking into the wind, we'd expect them to get decent field position because the kicker for the Raiders usually only kicks the ball about 30 yards downfield. I believe that's by design. They try to punch it in that little bubble that's supposed to be unprotected or uncovered. But the Eagles do a good job of spreading their receivers out, and they've been able to catch the ball and turn upfield. So Southwest, I'm sure the coaching staff are making their offensive adjustments right now. The Raiders, all they need to do is keep doing what they're doing and try to be a little more successful when they do move the football, as all of those yards only have netted 2 touchdowns.
Well, again, adjustments, that's what good teams do at the half. And both teams are on the field, and we're just about 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. The scores, again, let's update around. Yuma leads Calapat 21-0. It's Holtville 27, Desert Mirage 6. That was a halftime score. Gila Ridge and Imperial, well, it's getting a little bit closer. Gila Ridge 24, Imperial 14. Speaking of Gila Ridge. The Central Spartans, after playing in Texas tonight, will host the Yuma, Arizona team, Gila Ridge, next week. And it's Vincent Memorial 26, Calexico 16. And any second now, we are expecting a final from El Paso. But the last we had, with 1:56 to play, with Central holding on to the football, they had a 34-21 lead. So we'll wait for the final on that one. Again, Fletcher Mavity has been updating us and giving us the information. And at the conclusion of the game, we are anticipating we'll have a phone call that will give us kind of a wrap-up of that football game as well, John. And, as we have explained, Del Valle, which is a pretty darn good football team in El Paso, Centro, which is a pretty darn good football team in the southern section of San Diego. I'm not limiting it to just El Centro or the Valley, southern section. It was a good matchup, and especially when you consider Del Valle said, hey, we'll pay the expenses. And, Coach Pena, some experience in doing that at the college level, where okay, we need you to play, we'll pay for the bus. And it is final, Central 34, Del Valle 21. That is a final score. So our congratulations to Coach Pena and the Central Spartans. And, that's quite an accomplishment, John.
Yeah, Carol, to paint the picture for the people here in El Centro that don't know, Del Valle this decade, their record up until tonight was 80-25. Now it's 80-26. The last 10 years, they have averaged 8 games a year victory. They play a 10-game season. They did have a little bit of a turnover. Their coach this year is new. The previous coach, 9-year reign, very good stats, very competitive in the Texas playoffs. He moved on to the college. They also had a quarterback graduate last year, and the new quarterback this year. So it's a huge victory over a very good football program. And like I said, it's going to make the bus ride back a whole lot more enjoyable for Central and all the staff from the Central High School that went, plus fans, parents. There was a lot of people that support the Spartans that were back there in El Paso. So they'll have stories to tell us. And next week we will be carrying the Gila Ridge Central game, which it appears that Gila Ridge is the dominant public school in Yuma. And right now Central is showing the best record in the Valley, Brawley already having lost their first game to that aforementioned Gila Ridge. So we'll have both teams. Be good to see Central back in the Valley, and it's good to see Gila Ridge again.
Well, we've got a kickoff coming up here. Our score at the half, Cibola 14, Southwest nothing.
Hacienda Snack Bar, bringing you catering at its best for your next party or event. They'll do it right. Let them do the work for you. From appetizers to full-course meals, like their tri-tip dinner with their famous cheesy potatoes. Call Hacienda Snack Bar today for your next event at 344-5542. That's 344-5542. Or stop by Hacienda Snack Bar, 941 K Street in Brawley.
Wow, come on, turn it up. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while.
Now, the Southwest Eagles have been very gracious hosts to the Cibola Raiders tonight. They're going to have to show the Raiders, hey, this is our house. Yeah, welcome to my house, but hey, we're going to have to start playing some football here, and we'll see what kind of change they will make in the second half. The Raiders kick off right to left, short kick again. It'll bounce and let it go out of bounds, and it does.
Yeah, we mentioned, Carol, how they kicked the ball between the hash marks and the sidelines and funneled the coverage team to get enough men over there to keep a big return. Southwest has the option, 35-yard line, move the ball back 5 yards, make them kick again. It looks like they're going to exercise the 35-yard line, as they also had the third option, taking the ball where it went out of bounds, but it was well behind the 35, so they will take the ball on their first series here to start the second half, trailing 14-0.
The Eagles come out, and we have not discussed their sartorial garb this evening. They're wearing purple with the gold numerals.
And thankfully, Carol, they are numbers that we can see. There have been uniforms in the past few years that you just couldn't see the numbers.
Shaded numbers. Handoff. It is Enders. Enders hit in the backfield, breaks one tackle, but gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing. That play has not worked all night, John. I think at best it's picked up 3, maybe 4 yards.
Well, Enders did a heck of a job to get no yards lost on that. As you mentioned, he was actually hitting the backfield, surrounded by 2 players, was able to break right between them both and push the ball right back to the original line of scrimmage. So I don't know if you can call a net zero a great run, but that was.
Dumping it off, screen out in the flat. It is complete, and it'll only pick up about 2 yards. And the pass completed to Andrew Puentes.
Yeah, Andrew just standing his ground, catching the ball, and then turning upfield as the other wideouts block for him.
Pickup of 2, 3rd and 8. I would look for the ball to go in the air. Olkeen from the shotgun back, dumps it off, and it is, almost picked off. That was ugly. Intended for Eddie Velez, but coming in from a linebacker spot was Zeke Guerrero, and had Zeke picked that one up, he would have gone 32 yards unmolested into the end zone. He just cut the pattern and almost had it. 4th and 8, with the wind at their back, the Eagles will punt.
We did mention at halftime that the Raiders have not turned the ball over yet.
And again, it's almost blocked, but he gets away a nice kick, and it hits the return man, but he's able to pick it up on the carom, take it from the 25 out to the 30, 32-yard line.
Excellent downfield coverage by the Eagles return cover team. They were all over that. The ball took a big hop, and the return man actually had to hit him, so he had to get on the football quickly, and he did for Cibola's sake. Had a full head of steam, but could not get away from the pursuit. So now we'll see if Cibola is able to try to run the ball out on the ground here, if they're going to go back to the air after passing for 257 yards in the first half.
They don't have a running game to speak of, John.
Right, their options are open. So we'll see what they decide to do, what they've decided at halftime.
And the handoff is to the flanker. Baker turns it upfield across the 40, the 50, down to about the 47. As soon as I say they don't have a running game, that's a wide receiver.
Right, and that's the one play. That's not the first time they've run that play.
No.
They've run it twice, once for 22 yards and once for 12 yards in the first half.
Yes.
So they've had success with that.
Yes, but that's not a running back. It is a running play.
First play of the half picks up the first down.
1st and 10. Raiders from the Eagles' 44-yard line. Locklear dumps it off. It is complete to Beltran. Beltran cuts it inside, breaks across the 40 to the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Beltran. That's where you use the little guy's speed and agility. Get it to him on the outside. He's not going to work between tackles.
They did mark the ball inside the 30. We'll call it the 29 for a 15-yard pickup. First pass attempt and completion here, so let's give him 7 in a row now, dating back to that second quarter. And Cibola's come out on fire here.
And their speed and quickness showed up late in the first half, and they're featuring it now.
Looks like they've got some confidence.
Beltran with a handoff tries to go between tackles, and he'll lose a yard. Again, get him outside. Get him on the outside of the tackles. Give him some room to run.
We mentioned in the first half how they have had extremely difficult sledding between the tackles, meaning the Cibola Raiders, and that was no different. The ball's just sitting right there at the line of scrimmage. So options open. They can run those flanker screens. They run those to both sides of the field, but with Locklear throwing the ball, they can certainly do that as well.
2nd and 10. Locklear dumps it off again. Beltran trying to get him outside. This time, the Eagles cover him up, and they'll stop him for no gain. First hit there was by Armando Zavala, and then coming in and closing in, Josue Acosta and Alan Germano. And, John, my point on trying to run between tackles, their offensive line is not getting them the holds. A 5'5", 130-pound running back can run between tackles if his line gets him the holds. They're not getting the holds because the Southwest defense is closing them.
Yeah, let's give Southwest credit.
Back to pass, looking, dumps it off over the middle. Beltran is hit and dropped immediately, picks up maybe a yard. Benji Alvarez shoots through, drops him for a 1-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th and 9. And my point with a little guy trying to run between tackles, yeah, if the big guys in front can get the blocks and give him that little bit of space, you can do that. They haven't done it all night. I put that not on a little running back, I put it on their offensive line.
And credit to that defense.
Credit to the defense.
Going forward on 4th down here.
4th and 9, play action, looking, firing deep downfield. Locklear goes incomplete, threw it short. The intended receiver is looking for a flag, but there is no flag, and it was good coverage downfield. There was no reason for a flag.
And very much like the first half, first possession for the Raiders, they moved down all the way to the 27-yard line, go for it on 4th down, turn it over on downs. 3rd time tonight, they've turned it over on downs. And the Eagles, let's see if they can get some momentum going here.
The Eagles trail 14-0. They have the ball 1st and 10. Spotted on their own 28-yard line. Holguin steps up in. He'll slide after picking up. Maybe they won't even give him a yard because he slid feet first.
He gave himself up. So call it no gain, 2nd and 10.
So it's not a sack either.
And that time we did see 3 of those 5 linebackers blitz in. We've seen this defense before, 3 down linemen, then 5 linebackers, but they're all within 5 yards of the ball.
Taking it outside, looking upfield, and it is Benji Alvarez. That gets very, very close to a 1st down. Let's see where they're finally going to mark it. The sticks were knocked over, and they say he stepped out of bounds at the 35, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5. Shy of the 35. No huddle. Let's get ready to play.
First carry of the night for Alvarez.
Looking, firing, and goes incomplete, intended for Alvarez, but good coverage there by Alan Esquivel, a linebacker. That'll bring up 4th and about 5. And that's typically going to be punt. We've seen a lot of that tonight, haven't we, Janet?
Well, I mentioned this is reminiscent of the game KXO had on the radio yesterday, and KXO is going to be carrying football all this football season, aren't they, Carol?
Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, throwing a couple of college games along the way, and of course on FM 107.5, we've got all the Raiders games. High looping snap, but he gets the kick away. Low driving kick that's fielded at about the 17. Looking for some running room. Beltran gets a seam, turns it upfield, and is finally pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. And doing the pushing was Joshua Enders.
Kudos all around, Carol. Very nice kick by Alvarez. Nice return, nice coverage, as Alvarez was one of the players down there covering. He is one of the fastest players on this Eagles team, and the coverage was able to hold the returner. So now Cibola, not terrible field position, but not the kind that they're used to in this game. Back on their own 32.
It'll be 1st and 10. Cibola leads this game 14-0. In case you missed it, Centro defeated Del Valle 34-21. Falls on the ground, and the Eagles recover. The running back stripped from behind, and the Eagles recover it. And on that recovery, Alan Zermano.
Alan is a veteran who played, Alex is a veteran who has played the last 2 years on the varsity. And he was right there, right when the Eagles needed something to turn this game around. Ball was stripped, and Zermano fell on it. So now, with the best field position of the night, the Eagles start on the Cibola Raiders' 36-yard line, and we have timeout by Southwest.
We'll take the timeout. 5:29 to play in the third quarter. It is Cibola 14 and Southwest nothing.
When you're hungry and you want delicious home-style cooking, there are 2 locations in the Imperial Valley that have the best. Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, open 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including ribeye steak, liver and onions, and meatloaf every Tuesday. The original Town Pump in Westmorland is open 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They're closed Mondays. Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the original Town Pump in Westmorland.
McNeese Smart is your one-stop convenience store with everything you need to get you through your day. Fill your tank with V-Power from Shell, and then visit the deli for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Choose your favorite deli sandwich or hot stuffed pizza, or feed the office for your next party with their giant 52-inch pizza. Daily specials on selected foot-long subs for only $6. Yes, McNeese Smart is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Dogwood and Main Street in El Centro.
It is 1st and 10, Eagles. Alvarez goes in motion. They fake to him, hand off to Enders, and Enders will be dropped for a 4-yard loss.
And that Enders is Joseph Enders on the carry. Looks like, they moved the ball back all the way to the 40-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and 14.
The Eagles don't huddle, but they do take some time. From the spread, rolling to his right where he's got trips, firing downfield. Alvarez catches it at the 25-yard line and goes out of bounds. 2 receivers right on top of each other, John.
Yeah, probably one of them shouldn't have been there, but it doesn't matter. Alvarez with a great catch. 1st down. Biggest play from scrimmage tonight as the ball now sits on the 25-yard line after that 15-yard pickup.
And the handoff, this is Enders. This is exciting as he tries to cut it inside and is chopped down for after a 1-yard gain. Joshua Enders.
Looks like we have a player down. One of the Raiders is down. If I'm reading it right, it looks like a cramp as he was grabbing a leg and it was kind of sticking straight out stiff like it does when it cramps up. They did end up giving Enders 1 yard on that carry.
Vincent leads Calexico 26-16. final that we passed along to you earlier. Central defeated Del Valle of El Paso, Texas, 34-21. Holtville leads Desert Mirage 41-6. Desert Mirage has been around for almost 20 years now, John. They just can't seem to get any kind of a football program going, can they?
Well, they're very reminiscent of San Luis High School over in Arizona, which finally, after about 12 years of futility, just sacked the football program. They've got a great soccer team over there, but they no longer compete in what would be called American football, and rightfully so. They set a national record for straight games losing. A team that had the record before them actually scheduled them so they could get a win, which they did. They beat them by 3 touchdowns. So, yeah, the Sidewinders of San Luis High School in the Yuma District finally dropped football about 5 years ago. And
no shame in that.
No, and the only kind of feedback was they should have done it sooner.
Yes. Well, we've got time out on the field as they tend to the injured Raider. Again, our score, with 4:32 to play in the third quarter, it is Cibola 14, Central nothing.
I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu.
It is second and 9 for the Eagles. Hand off in the middle and try to get some running room in the middle. On the carry was Samuel Arredondo. Arredondo picks up about 2. It is 3rd and 7.
Nice carry by Arredondo. His first attempt here in the second half.
Arredondo, the single setback, looking downfield, firing downfield, got a man open, and Alvarez went up high, got a hand on it, and then was hit. Good, clean coverage.
Southwest actually had 2 players open as the 2 receivers crisscrossed. One cutting inside was open, and the intended receiver was open, but as you mentioned, it's excellent defensive play, and I believe the Eagles are going to go ahead and go for it here on their 4th down attempt.
4th and 7 from the 22. Rolling to his right, looking downfield. Olguin dumps it off. It is complete to Alvarez. Alvarez down to the 5. First down. It'll be 1st and goal, Eagles, as they are threatening for the very first time this evening.
That was all done by Olguin. He kept the play alive, danced around, just a little shovel pass. 1st and goal now.
Alvarez in motion. Alvarez with a handoff, stretching it out, looking downfield, cuts it inside. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. Alvarez, basically no gain. It'll be 2nd and goal, just inside the 5.
Southwest looking for their inaugural score here in the 2019 season. Shut out 2 weeks ago, had a bye last week.
Arredondo, the running back, he's blocking, then gets into the coverage, and it is quarterback on the scramble, gets it into the end zone, and the Eagles, Nathan Olguin, scores.
As we just mentioned, first touchdown of the season, all on Holguin. He kept the previous play alive for a first down, and right there, read the play, saw that the linebackers all had fled the center of the defense, so he took it up the middle and stretched it in the end zone for their first score.
6'1", 210 pounds. He can back up, his running with some weight. Point after attempt. Olguin will hold. Kick is up. The kick is good. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. It is Cibola 14, Southwest 7.
Bo and his team of employees at Stan's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Stan's Auto Body is grateful from the support that they hear and being rated #1 with CarWise.com. Yes, accidents are disturbing, and Stan's Auto Body is here for you. Stan's Auto Body works with all insurance companies. Give them a call or stop by 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
At Tyler Insurance, we're proud to have served Imperial Valley's businesses and families since 1921. Now, as part of Gallagher, we're committed to bringing you the same team and exceptional service with expanded offerings in insurance, risk management, and consulting services. Together, we're dedicated to helping your business and your community face their future with confidence. Visit ajg.com/Tyler to learn more about our new partnership with Gallagher.
You're listening to high school football on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com.
The Eagles will kick off following that score, and with the wind at his back, the kickoff down inside the 5, picked up there, and looking for some room up the middle, and out across the 20 to the 27-yard line, Marco Angulo. We had expected to see Angulo doing more service in the backfield as a running back, but so far tonight has only had about 3 carries. The Eagles went 64 yards on 8 plays, 5 of them on the ground. O'Gean was 2 of 3 passing. O'Gean carried it in from 5 yards out for the score. The point after attempt by Arredondo was good, and that's where we stand, 14-7. Cibola with the lead, and right now, with the football.
And let's mention, Carol, all that happened after the Germano recovery of the fumble.
And the handoff, Beltran goes up the middle. Beltran across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Pick up of 5. He's 2nd and 5.
We have another player down. This time it looks like one of the linemen for the Raiders and stretching as if it's a cramp. So we'll have timeout on the field.
When the game started, it was about 106 degrees, John, so that sometimes has something to do with it. There is timeout on the field. 2:08 to play in the third quarter. It is Cibola 14 and Southwest 7.
When you crave Mexican food, are you not sure where to go? I'll give you a suggestion. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Yes, the Camacho family is still doing it right with freshly made Mexican food. From enchiladas to special quesadillas, and everything is handmade. And of course, Miss Camacho, she still comes in to make sure everybody's favorite chili rellenos are there. La Fonda Bar and Grill, 1950 South 4th Street in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Monday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
They're excited at Dermis Floor Covering, and now they're offering discounts up to 30% off select styles of products. Kids, life, or pets, Dermis Floor Covering has you covered with a water and stain-proof product, ready for anything life throws at you. From now until September 30th, Shop Floor will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for every lifeguard carpet sold. Visit Dermis Floor Covering today in Imperial to see their Shop Floor gallery. And now, no interest, 30 months financing on approved credit.
The CB Stop, located at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road in Calexico, is your one-stop location for ice-cold beer, wine, and your favorite beverages. They have a selection of sandwiches, chips, snacks, ice. You can even get fishing bait and a fishing license. The CB Stop has it all, along with a gas station with diesel and a car wash. Open 24 hours a day. The CB Stop, located in Calexico at the corner of Cole and Bowker Road.
Getting up and walking off on his own power, John Beltran. He's done the bulk of the running tonight for the Raiders and been playing on defense as well and had a cramp. Again, I've said it before, I never had an issue with a cramp because they are muscle cramps, and I never had a muscle that would cramp.
We'll see now if the Raiders decide to go back to the air. Beltran, very important in their ground game.
And they do, and it is incomplete, thrown out in the flat, and Baker, the intended, Bonilla, the intended receiver.
And after starting off this half 3 straight, that's 2 straight incompletions for Koana Locklear.
3rd and about 5. Locklear looks downfield, fires deep downfield, and overthrows everybody. And he threw that about 60 yards into a strong wind. Bonilla was the intended receiver, double coverage down there. And that'll bring up fourth.
As I mentioned, that Locklear appears to go hot and cold. 3 straight completions to start this third quarter, and that's 3 straight incompletions. Now he's going to turn the ball back over to the Eagles, who you can kind of feel a sense of momentum change here.
He will be kicking into a stiff wind. Low kick, and it'll bounce and go out of bounds. And they will spot it on the 45-yard line in Eagle territory. 1st and 10, Eagles on their own 45-yard line. They trail 14-7, but their last drive, they actually got some offense out there, John.
Yes, we mentioned you did the recap, 64 yards. Right now they're 55 yards away. Couple, not broken plays, but a couple plays developed by their quarterback was able to save plays, and that's how they move the majority of it, is we have whistles now.
And the Raiders will take a timeout, so will we. 1:22 to play in the third quarter. It's 14-7. Cibola leads Southwest.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at Broken Yolk Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in the Imperial Valley by our customers. Thank you. Remember, Broken Yolk strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yolk Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yolk Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
It's high school football. We're live on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com. Nikki Dale, George Grijalva on the web at KXORadio.com. 1st and 10, Eagles. High snap, brings it down, hands it off to Enders. Joshua will pick up a yard. That's it. Updating some scores, Holtville leads Desert Mirage 41-6, third quarter score. Vincent Memorial over Calexico 26-16, third quarter score. And we pointed out that Centro defeated Del Valle 34-21 in El Paso, Texas. On a 2nd and 9, little backwards dump off. And Enders will be hit well out of bounds. It was a gain of about 3, but it's going to be a first down as he was hit well out of bounds. Joseph Enders, they were well past the stay back behind line.
Yeah, the player was getting blocked, and he was coming across, couldn't disengage, and so just all 3 of them collided, which you kind of, as soon as you cross the out of bounds, you just stop. You just got to pull up. So this will be a big 15-yard piled on. After the play, Southwest, you can feel that momentum definitely shift. It's certainly a whole different third quarter than the first half, where Southwest had 25 total yards, and they've already quadrupled that here in this third quarter.
Spread formation, wide right, wide left, slot right, slot left. Snap back, looking downfield, looking, fire deep downfield, got a man open and overthrows Benji Alvarez. Alvarez was open, and with the wind at his back, I think that one sailed just a little bit, John.
And I also think that the Southwest coaching staff has realized they got to get the ball to Benji Alvarez on offense. He's made some big plays, and the right there could have been another big one. Just like you said, I think the wind kind of pushed that ball.
It is 2nd and 10. Some discussion as to what play we're going to run, and everybody's looking at the sidelines. We got it figured out.
Yeah, because of the hurry up, there's no time to worry about losing the down.
Flinging it downfield and picked off. Ill-advised pass. It is picked off at about the 8, out across the 10 to the 20, the 30, the 40-yard line and out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Ill-advised, kind of flipped that way downfield sidearm, and the only one that had a chance to catch it was the defender.
Huge,
he did.
Yeah, huge return too, Carol, as you called it. He returned that ball about 32 yards. So Southwest, right now, that's the one thing you didn't want. Second turnover of the evening, second pass interception. Let's see, though, this defense has played well all game. Let's see if they can force a turnover themselves.
Locklear, play action, dumps it off. It is complete. And the big tight end rumbles across the 50 to the 45, down to the 40, the 35-yard line. Hoffmeyer. And as we pointed out, Liam Hoffmeyer, 6'4", 225 pounds, and he's only a junior.
And where has he been the last about 18 minutes of game time? Haven't even, not only not called him, we haven't seen anything, as I believe the third quarter has finally ended.
At the end of the third quarter, at the end of 3 quarters of play, our score, it is Cibola 14 and Southwest 7.
Hi, this is Julie Oliver. As your local Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life, I am committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. Contact me at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again voted best breakfast in the Imperial Valley by our customers. Thank you. Remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
Your favorite NFL team plays on Imperial Valley's AM 1230, KXO El Centro.
Well, the Cibola Raiders have the football, and they have the lead. And the quarterback Locklear will hand off, and it's the little guy. This time he gets a hole, Marco Angulo, in the middle, and Angulo picks up some yards, but gets up very, very slowly.
Nice 9-yard pickup by Angulo, his best run of the evening, as he didn't try to, as we have another player down, Angulo limping off the field, and we have an Eagle down, so we'll have another timeout, Carol.
Well, the updating some of the scores, as we've tried to do all night long. The scores, by the way, on the web at KXORadio.com. And what we've got so far is Holtville blowing out Desert Mirage 55-6. Gila Ridge 27, Imperial 21 in the third quarter. The Cardiac Tigers are going to come back again, maybe. Vincent leads Calexico 33-22. Lots of scoring around the valley, except here. Yuma 33, Calapat nothing. And we pointed out Central defeated Del Valle of El Paso 34-21. It is Cibola 14, Central 7 here. Locklear fakes it to Beltran, chased and turns it upfield. Hoffmeyer with the catch. Hoffmeyer down to the 10-yard line. You got a 6'4", 220-pound tight end. Get him the football.
Not only that, Carol, as you mentioned his specs, but he's fast. He's got some wheels underneath him, and it's going to be first and goal as they put the ball right on the 10-yard line.
It'll be first and goal. Cibola with a 14-7 lead. Been able to move the football here on this drive. Hand off Beltran in the middle. Beltran staggers, and he is hit and pushed down hard. But he picks up about 5 yards. Luis Aviles with the last hit, and Beltran gets up slowly.
Southwest that time blitzed, so they had 8 players right around the ball carrier, and there's really no place for Beltran to go. Did an excellent job of getting what yardage he did, bringing up 2nd and goal now.
Well, Beltran goes out.
And did Angulo come in?
Nope. In is, we don't have him on the program. So it's down to the 3rd string running back, and he gets the football, and he knows what to do with it. He carries it down inside the 1, just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, very, very close, but looks like they're going to mark him shy, as Cibola thought that he had crossed, meaning the quarterback, Kiana Locklear, but they got it. So hurry up here. Locklear getting the snap.
Locklear hands it off. Same running back, but this time he'll lose 2 yards. It'll be 4th and goal from about the 3.
And the Eagles all night have been very stiff here inside, and we have timeout on the field. We'll see, and it is Cibola taking the timeout.
Cibola takes the timeout. We'll take a timeout. We've got 9:07 to play in the football game. It is 4th and goal from the 3. Cibola with a 14-7 lead. They have the football, trying to expand on that lead.
Hacienda Snack Bar, bringing you catering at its best for your next party or event. They'll do it right. Let them do the work for you. From appetizers to full-course meals, like their tri-tip dinner with their famous cheesy potatoes. Call Hacienda Snack Bar today for your next event at 344-5542. That's 344-5542. Or stop by Hacienda Snack Bar, 941 K Street in Brawley.
I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu.
It is 4th and goal from the 3. Kimani Ching is the guy that's gotten them down this close. And Locklear rolling to his right, looking, dumps it off, incomplete. Bonilla, the intended receiver, good coverage, it goes incomplete. And they'll turn the ball over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Southwest Eagles, but it's on their own 3-yard line, John.
Yeah, let's look at the positive. That is the 4th straight time Southwest has held the Raiders out of the end zone on 4th down inside the red zone that the Raiders have gone for it. They're 1 for 5. They did convert one of those 4th downs, but other than that, the other 4 times, excellent defense by the Eagles.
They're going to have to move the football. Handoff is Enders, and Enders will get out to the 5-yard line. Pickup of about 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Have to be very careful, obviously, down here in the shadows of your own goalpost. You don't want to turn the ball over any time, but especially here after getting a big stop on 4th down. That's what the spread offense does for you, though, Carol. You had 3rd and goal from inside the 1, but your quarterback's 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and that really cost them.
Looking at a little quarterback draw, and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Losing a yard is Olguin.
Yeah, I believe that was a call play, though, Carol.
Yes.
They don't want to throw the football down there, so he stood up like he's going to throw, and it was, as you said, a quarterback draw. But Cibola, not fooled, they were able to come in and actually get him for a yard loss.
3rd and 8.
I would look for Benji Alvarez.
Somewhere in And they're looking for him on the left side, firing deep downfield and just chucking it downfield. It overthrew Alvarez by about 10 yards.
And Carol, the Cibola Raiders were looking at the same thing we were. Alvarez was covered initially at the line of scrimmage, covered downfield, and then the safety came over. So if you want to say he was triple teamed, that would be accurate.
My wife asked a very good question last night. And you just reminded me. Pam loves baseball, football. She watches with me. She said, what's a safety? You know, what position is safety? And I said, well, it's nomenclature. They all used to be defensive backs. But now you got safeties, you got cornerbacks. Safety is the one that's going to cover deep. Oh, but they're all defensive backs. High snap, brings it down, gets away a short, high kick. And it'll bounce at about the 20 and be down at the 24-yard line. So when I played, I was a halfback. You had a halfback. You usually had two halfbacks. You had a fullback and you had a quarterback. Now you got tailbacks. And nobody's using fullbacks. But there's always going to be a quarterback.
And there's slot receivers
and
H-backs.
Yes. It's nomenclature. The game hasn't changed all that much. They're just calling positions differently now.
Yeah, Vince Lombardi could speak from beyond the grave. He would say, okay, call him a H-back. I'm going to still call him a fullback.
Yes. Who also plays middle linebacker for me. 1st and 10, Cibola. Quana Locklear from the shotgun. Looking, dumps it off, and it is Bonillas. Catches it at the 15, takes it down to the 10 before he is brought down. And that will be either very close to it is shy of the 10, so it'll be 1st and 10 from just outside the 10-yard line. You cannot keep putting this kind of pressure on your defense.
You would think that, as we just mentioned, 5 times in the red zone, going for it on 4th down. The Eagles have stopped them 4 times, but kicking into the wind for the Eagles on the previous punt just proved too difficult.
Parker taking a lot of time, watching the defense. He'll hand off. It is Ching in the middle. Ching is stacked up. He gets maybe a yard. Maybe. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10. No gain.
This is usually where we see the play action with Kawana Locklear looking for the big tight end who's been huge in this game. That, of course, is Hoffenmeyer. The Cibola Raiders taking a lot more time now between snaps. I'm sure that they want to run time, but also they look fatigued to me.
And it is Ching again in the middle. Ching is hit and stopped for no gain. And just grabbing him and standing him up, Alan Zermano, the nose guard.
Zermano's the one that had the big fumble recovery that was turned into 7 points for the Eagles.
It'll bring up 3rd and 10. Actually lost a little bit of yardage there.
We'll see now if the Raiders go back to the air.
Got 5.5 minutes to play in this football game.
Joey Baker is back in as one of the wideouts.
Kamani King is the running back. Back to pass. Locklear chased out of the pocket. Steps up. He's hit. He's sacked. Locklear is brought down. One of the few times they've been able to get to him. And
that might have taken him out of field goal range as well, Carol, because the ball is back on about the 17-yard line. So we'd look at about a 35-yard attempt. And obviously the 6th time they've down here in the red zone, they've gone for it, and they're going to go for it. So that tells me they don't really trust their kicker that much.
Zermano wrapped up Locklear for a 5-yard loss. It'll be 4th and 15. does have the wind at his back.
Sixth time. Fourth and deep in the red zone.
Looking, he's hit and he's sacked again. Locklear is hit and dropped, shooting in from the right defensive end position. I believe that was Zermano, who moved on to the outside and nobody blocked him. He's down on the field, and there's timeout on the field, but once again, the Southwest Eagles hold deep in their own territory. Their defense has been stellar tonight, and we talked about it earlier with the Raiders not having a lot of size in their running backs. The Eagles have been plugging up everything in the middle.
Yes, and after this game, no matter what the outcome finally ends up, Carol, Southwest has a lot to hang their hats on. One, these guys, meaning the Raiders, 1 for 7 on fourth down conversions, and all of those fourth down attempts were in the red zone. So,
Germano is being helped off. He's holding his side, so could have gotten a helmet or something in the ribs.
After that poor punt, Cibola took over on the 23, and after all of that, they end up gaining 3 total yards. Southwest takes over on their own 20.
Start of the third quarter, Gila Ridge leads Imperial 27-21. Here it's 14-7. Cibola leads, and about 18 of the Eagles were moving before the ball was snapped.
So that will cost them 5 yards. Fatigue does appear to be now kind of crouching on both sidelines. As you mentioned, 107, I believe you said, to start the contest. Hot, as always. These are Valley kids, meaning both Yuma and El Centro Valley, but still, that's a warm field down there.
First and 15, dumping it off, picked off, and he'll roll into the end zone for the score. Once again, the pass into the flat, and Abraham Flores Quinn just played the ball, picked it off in front of the receiver, and went untouched into the end zone from 15 yards out.
Defense has played great tonight. Looks like it's going to be hard, though, overcoming the 3 turnovers. That's the second interception. The third interception. So right now, Cibola lining up to put the PAT on.
The Eagles are finally getting their team out there. No hurry. And the point after from Magianis. High snap, gets the kick up, and the kick is good. With 4:18 to play in this football game, it's 21-7. Cibola leads the Southwest Eagles.
McNeese Smart is your one-stop convenience store with everything you need to get you through your day. Fill your tank with V-Power from Shell, and then visit the deli for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Choose your favorite deli sandwich or hot stuffed pizza, or feed the office for your next party with their giant 52-inch pizza. Daily specials on selected foot-long subs for only $6. Yes, McNeese Smart is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Dogwood and Main Street in El Centro.
When you're hungry and you want delicious home-style cooking, there are 2 locations in the Imperial Valley that have the best. Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, open 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including ribeye steak, liver and onions, and meatloaf every Tuesday. The original Town Pump in Westmorland is open 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They're closed Mondays. Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the original Town Pump in Westmorland.
The Cibola Raiders set to kick off again. Updating some scores, Gila Ridge 27, Imperial 21. That's in the fourth quarter, just start of the fourth quarter. Yuma 41, Calapat nothing. That's a fourth quarter score as well. 21-7 here. Cibola leads the Southwest Eagles. Another short kick. Enders fields it at the 20, out to the 25, looking for some running room, runs backwards, gets back to the 25, to the 30, out to the 32-yard line. That's where the Eagles will put it in play, 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line.
And, Carol, that's how you defeat the kicking the ball between the hash marks and the out of bounds, is you cross the field, and that's just what Enders did. Had a nice return all the way out to the 33. They're going to spot it. So Southwest with decent field position. Obviously, that last pick 6 is going to weigh heavy. We'll see what the Eagles try to do now, as I believe we're going to have a timeout by the Raiders as they had too many players on the field again.
Once again, too many players. We'll take this timeout. It's 21-7, Cibola with the lead.
They're excited at Dermis Floor Covering, and now they're offering discounts up to 30% off select styles of products. Kids, life, or pets, Dermis Floor Covering has you covered with a water and stain-proof product, ready for anything life throws at you. From now until September 30th, Shop Floor will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for every lifeguard carpet sold. Visit Dermis Floor Covering today in Imperial to see their Shop Floor gallery. And now, no interest, 30 months financing on approved credit.
When you crave Mexican food, are you not sure where to go? I'll give you a suggestion. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Yes, the Camacho family is still doing it right with freshly made Mexican food. From enchiladas to special quesadillas, and everything is handmade. And of course, Miss Camacho, she still comes in to make sure everybody's favorite chili rellenos are there. La Fonda Bar and Grill, 1950 South 4th Street in El Centro. Open Wednesday through Monday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You are listening to high school football on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com.
1st and 10, Eagles. Enders goes in motion, but the play is blown dead as not only was Enders moving, but so was somebody else. And you can't do that, not in American football anyway. Gila Ridge 34, Imperial 21, 4th quarter score.
And right now, Southwest is the team that's making the mistakes in the first half. We saw the Cibola Raiders with a lot of offside jumping, but now it's the Eagles.
Looking downfield, just firing it way downfield up, and it is caught. Coming back on the ball and making the catch in double coverage was Enders, Joseph Enders.
That will move the ball all the way down across midfield to the 37-yard line.
That was lofted into the brisk west wind.
35-yard pickup.
Olguin, this one's on the line. It's tipped and goes incomplete. As the ball in the air, Eddie Veliz had it go off his fingertips. Veliz, his first target of the night.
Eagles looking across to the sidelines, getting the play, and then they're all get set in their own positions.
And the handoff, not a good handoff, not a clean exchange in the backfield. Joshua Enders will be good to get it back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Clock does continue to roll. Southwest does have 2 timeouts left.
And I believe Cibola is out of timeouts.
Yes, they've burned all 3.
Rolling to his right, looking downfield, time to get off underneath. It is Enders with the catch. Joseph Enders, I believe.
Pickup of about 4 yards.
It'll bring up 4th and 6. And yes, they will go for it. Olguin back to pass. Olguin with time. Looks, fires deep downfield. And incomplete in the end zone, but there is a flag down.
It is in the backfield.
It is personal foul against the Eagles. It is declined.
As that will turn the ball over on downs.
So with 2:30 to play, Cibola with the football. Typically, you would expect maybe they will run out the clock, but they really don't have much of a running game, John.
Right. They're already to their third string back. You mentioned Ching. Out for the Raiders. Beltran is already checked out, as has Marco Angulo.
Well, Beltran is back.
So that's good to see. Maybe they'll just run some plays right up the middle. We'll see if Southwest uses their 2 timeouts they have left.
As Locklear brings them out, Quana Locklear.
He's had a very good game tonight, obviously, after 257 passing yardage in the first half, as I think we might have taken too much time.
Delay of game is the signal, as the wideout wasn't in the right position. And wideout, how can you not be in the right position if you're out wide?
That may be something else that Pam wants to know.
Yes. Used to be a split end. Handoff, it is Beltran. Beltran crosses the 30 to about the 32, 33-yard line.
Pretty much got back the 5 yards they lost on the delay.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run.
And, Carol, I know that you appreciated how Beltran carried that football. Both arms wrapped around it. There was not going to be a fumble.
2nd and 10. Inside of 2 minutes to play. Cibola leads 21-7. They have the football. Locklear milking the clock. Juggles the snap. Hands off. And it is Beltran across the 40 to the 45-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
It is back behind the play, so we will see now that usually it's a holding against the offense.
No, procedure against the Raiders.
So that will nullify the big gain, which was for a first down. It's going to move them back 5 yards. So we started at the 33, moved back 5 yards on a penalty, gained 5 yards. Now we're going to move back 5 more to the original penalty.
Minute 39 to play in the football game.
And it will remain 2nd down.
Hopefully we can get through a minute 39 without too many more penalties.
Well, I would imagine Beltran's going to get the football again.
Beltran with the football, both arms securing that ball in tight at his chest. And he'll pick up about 4.
And I think we are going to have Southwest take a timeout now, as there is a whistle on the field.
There is timeout. We'll take the timeout. 1:32 to play. That's 92 seconds to play in this game. It is 21-7. The Raiders from Cibola High School in Yuma, Arizona, with the lead over the Southwest Eagles of El Centro.
Hi, this is Julie Oliver, as your local Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life. I am committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. Contact me at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Spartanburg, Illinois, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida.
It'll be 3rd and 11. Cibola play action, dumps it off, and it is intended for Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer is covered by Benji Alvarez. Alvarez at 6'1", gives away about 3 or 4 inches to Hoffmeyer. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And that does save a timeout for Southwest, 1 remaining, as the uncompleted pass stops the clock.
Joseph Enders drops deep to receive the intended punt. The up back is Sam Arredondo. And Cibola with a delay of game.
which doesn't really amount to anything as the clock was stopped.
Cost them 5 yards. Oh, illegal substitution. My bad.
Centro, Cibola had 3 5-yard penalties on this drive.
Looping snap is picked up by the punter, and he will run it downfield and get the first down.
Let's see.
Flags
There's going to be
flying way behind.
Yeah, Carol, we saw this at San Diego in the CIF game a couple of years ago. When you are coming back and a pursuer doesn't see you getting ready to block him, then you can't just level him. Now, in the old days you could, but now you can't. And that's exactly what happened. One of the Cibola outside covermen saw that everything was going awry, so he came back and really leveled a charging Southwest Eagle. And there's the call right there. It's pretty much
kind of a crackback block.
It's pretty much the same as unsportsmanlike, because it's a very dangerous block, and it's something that they just put in a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure if Yuma even has that. So what will happen is we're going to kick again after the 4th penalty on this drive for the Raiders.
That's if we can find the punter. He's got to be somewhere. Where's the punter? Up. He was over at the water bucket.
They put the ball back on the 25, so after all of that, it's only a 2-yard penalty.
Okay, now we've got a new punter. High snap, very short, high kick, and it'll bounce at the 40 and roll down, be down at the Raiders' 47-yard line. The Eagles will put it in play there, 1st and 10, on their own, on the Raiders' 47. There's another flag on the field.
When you're hungry and you want delicious home-style cooking, there are 2 locations in the Imperial Valley that have the best. Brownie's Diner, 990 Main Street in Brawley, open 7 days a week, 5:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering delicious breakfast and lunch entrees, including ribeye steak, liver and onions, and meatloaf every Tuesday. The original Town Pump in Westmorland is open 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They're closed Mondays. Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the original Town Pump in Westmorland.
Neither one of us are sure what that penalty was. It was a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, Carol, it's the
bench
sideline infraction again.
Okay.
This time the sideline was out once again right there on the out-of-bounds line. And although the play was actually across the way, you still can't infringe upon that 4-yard barrier.
But the Eagles do have the football. 1st and 10. On their own 48, and the play chased out of the pocket and then being tackled, getting back to the line of scrimmage, is Holguin.
Yeah, that will go for no gain, so it's not a sack. Southwest still with 1 timeout left, but the clock is running.
And taking an awful lot of time getting set. Holguin. And this one's blown dead.
So we have seen a lot of penalties and heard a lot of whistles in the last about 20 minutes of regular time. It seems like almost every other play. And actually, this is for a timeout, Carol, so no penalty.
Okay. Timeout on the field. We'll take our last timeout. 29 seconds to play. 21-7. Cibola leads Southwest.
I don't worry anymore about getting stranded with my car breaking down.
Why is that?
That automotive class I took at Imperial Valley College not only prepared me to fix my own car, it also prepared me for a new career in automotive repair.
I like the way you think. I've always wanted to become a welder.
Then check out these and other IVC career education classes at imperial.edu.
John, the biggest thing you're going to have to do in the second half is tally up the penalty yardage.
Well, actually, we don't keep that. That's one of those negative stats that don't want to highlight something like that. Just like, when a young man out there playing his heart out does an effort mistake, you don't want to highlight that either.
Now, wide out for the Eagles jumps. And again, when you're wide out, you don't move till the ball is snapped.
Unless you're on that play, and you do.
Yeah.
That's just what he did. So we'll try to get this second down off again after the third and final timeout by the Eagles.
34-21, Gila Ridge leads Imperial in the fourth quarter. And the ball's on the ground, and the Raiders recover it. Unless they say he was down, but Ogie lost the football, and the Raiders recover it. And the Raiders, I believe, will come out and take a knee, and this game will be done.
Let's hope so. They're getting the defense and offensive teams out here. And, Carol, interesting that we've always talked about this victory formation. Player in San Diego actually last weekend broke through and knocked the ball out of the quarterback's hand before he could kneel down, and the fumble was credited, it was recovered, and then his team scored on the next play when they threw him a touchdown pass. So it is not automatic unless, like right here, you have John Seaman standing over the quarterback saying you're not going to rush, and that's just what happened.
That's the end of the game. And the final score, as the gun goes off, 21-7, Cibola defeats the Southwest Eagles.
Bo and his team of employees at Stan's Auto Body are constantly striving on giving you 100% satisfaction on getting your vehicle repaired and fixed right. Stan's Auto Body is grateful from the support that they hear and being rated #1 with CarWise.com. Yes, the accidents are disturbing, and Stan's Auto Body is here for you. Stan's Auto Body works with all insurance companies. Give them a call or stop by 1880 West Euclid Avenue in El Centro.
At Tyler Insurance, we're proud to have served Imperial Valley's businesses and families since 1921. Now, as part of Gallagher, we're committed to bringing you the same team and exceptional service with expanded offerings in insurance, risk management, and consulting services. Together, we're dedicated to helping your business and your community face their future with confidence. Visit ajg.com/Tyler to learn more about our new partnership with Gallagher.
When you crave Mexican food, are you not sure where to go? I'll give you a suggestion. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Yes, the Camacho family is still doing it right with freshly made Mexican food, from enchiladas to special quesadillas, and everything is handmade. And of course, Miss Camacho, she still comes in to make sure everybody's favorite chili rellenos are there. La Fonda Bar and Grill, 1950 South 4th Street in El Centro, open Wednesday through Monday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
They're excited at Dermis Floor Covering, and now they're offering discounts up to 30% off select styles of products. Kids, life, or pets, Dermis Floor Covering has you covered with a water and stain-proof product, ready for anything life throws at you. From now until September 30th, Shop Floor will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for every lifeguard carpet sold. Visit Dermis Floor Covering today in Imperial to see their Shop Floor gallery. And now, no interest, 30 months financing on approved credit.
High school football on AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California, and on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com. Updating scores in case you missed it. The Central Spartans journeyed some 600-plus miles to El Paso, Texas, from California through Arizona, all the way across New Mexico into Texas, and came away with a win as the Spartans defeated Del Valle High School of El Paso, Texas, and picked up a very good win at 34-21. Other games going on. Final, Yuma defeated Calapat 40-0. It may well be the only win that Yuma gets this year. Gila Ridge and Imperial playing up the road. Gila Ridge leads 34-27 in the fourth quarter. The Tigers with a history of coming back. Vincent Memorial 33, Calexico 22, the last score we had. Holtville over Desert Mirage 55-6. Our final score here was 21-7. Cibola over the Southwest Eagles. John Driffel, what do our numbers say?
Well, the numbers reflect the scoreboard in that 5 different trips down to the red zone on fourth down attempts the Eagle defense stopped and kept the Cibola Raiders out of the end zone. But also 4 turnovers pretty much did them in. The Eagles did score on a turnover of their own with a nice 64-yard drive. But let's take a look at the total stats. Cibola ended up rushing the ball 27 times from scrimmage for 98 yards. The quarterback that we saw him last year, Kawana Locklear, and he is a senior, so we will not see him again next year. He had a huge night, 16 for 29 for 308 yards. And that gives Cibola a whopping 406 total yards, 16 first downs. Cibola did have 1 turnover on the fumble. On the other side of the football, Southwest ran it 26 times from scrimmage for 44 yards, 7 for 19 pass attempts. Nathan Holtgen, the junior, for 75 yards, but he did have the 3 big interceptions. Southwest ended up with 119 total yards, 6 first downs. We mentioned the 1 fumble turnover and the 3 interceptions. Individually, running the football tonight for the Eagles, we had Benji Alvarez getting 1 carry for a total of 7 yards. Also, Joseph Enders, the junior, 8 carries, 14 yards. Joseph Enders, the senior. His brother, Joshua Enders, the junior, 9 carries, 10 yards. The quarterback, Nathan O'Gien, 6 carries, 14 yards, and a touchdown. Also having 2 carries, Sammy Arenado for a negative 1 yard. And we already mentioned that Benji Alvarez did have 1 carry for 7 yards. The 7 pass completions were spread out among 6 different Eagles. Benji Alvarez had 1 catch for 2 yards. Joshua Enders had a catch tackled at the line of scrimmage for no positive yards. And let's back up and give Benji Alvarez credit. He actually had 4 receptions for 35 yards. So Benji Alvarez, big night receiving the football. That's 4 receptions, 35 yards. Joshua Enders had 1 catch that we mentioned where he was tackled at the line of scrimmage. And also getting a reception was Andrew Fuentes for 3 yards. And Joseph Enders, the senior, had 2 catches for 39 yards. So there are a few positives for the Eagles tonight. 1, the excellent defensive play, especially down in the red zone. And Benji Alvarez was able to get 35 total yards reception, as did Enders, getting 39. So things to build on with a new coach, only his 2nd game. He's getting acclimated to the kids. We already mentioned 5 other new coaches to the program this year. Next week, Carol, we will be back here in El Centro, but across the way at Central, where they will play host to Gila Ridge, who appears to be the best public school over there in Yuma. And also from the coach of the Cibola Raiders before the game, Stephen Fritz, was saying that in his opinion, the Gila Ridge team is the team to beat for the public schools, as they were the public schools champs again last year in Yuma.
Well, John, let's update scores one more time. And, of course, scores are available on the web at KXORadio.com. 34-34. Imperial and Gila Ridge tied in the 4th quarter. Yes. Other scores, Yuma 40, Calapat nothing. That's a final. And what else have we got? Vincent 41, Calexico 22. That is a final. And Central defeated Del Valle 34-21. And that was a final. Our final score here is 21-7. Cibola defeated the Southwest Eagles. You can tune in and catch the conclusion of the Imperial Gila Ridge game on the web at KXORadio.com. We want to thank Kurt Hoffman, our with technical assistance, our producer-engineer, Gabe Lemus. Special shout-out and special thanks to Fletcher Mavity for providing us scores and updates from El Paso. And, of course, our producer-engineer, Gabe Lemus. For John Driffel, I'm Carol Buckley. Thank you for listening.
The Imperial Valley's best